Hi, I'm Nonconformist aka Spook from Spooksoft. What I'd like to show you today is an application that I wrote, which is called Stream Deck Icon Builder. I would like to tell you about what actual problems does this application solve, but if you want to skip the intro and just go straight to the showcase, then use the link in the description. Idea for my software came when I figured out that I stopped using my Stream Decks anymore, which is kinda interesting, surprising for me, that's for sure, because I really like those devices. I own two Stream Decks, one Stream Deck Plus, I own the Loop Deck. I also designed my own macro keyboards, which look like this, with backlit keys that allow you to change their color and configure any actions you want. So I really like that, and yet my Stream Decks just laid on the desk and I didn't use them at all. I started thinking, why is that? And the reason was very surprising. So it turned out that I stopped using them because I just didn't like the screen setup that I did. I designed it myself, but all the icons that I created were crude, were kind of primitive or oversimplified. And yet, even so, it took me forever to prepare them because I used Inkscape. I designed every single icon manually. I had to prepare unified backgrounds for all of them. I had to search for symbols. I usually used material design icons, but still I had to find an icon, download it, import to the project, resize, make sure that all of them had the same size. And finally I had to render them individually. And when it was like 30 or 40 icons, it took a lot of time just to render them. The second reason, related to the icons themselves as well, was that adding a new icon took really long time. So imagine I've been working with something and figured, okay, it would be very convenient if I mapped one of the Stream Deck's buttons to some action. Configuring that takes very little time because Stream Deck software is very useful and easy to use. But then I was left with a relatively nicely, let's say, maybe not nicely, but at least it was unified. The setup was unified. Design screen and one placeholder icon that I couldn't fill right away because I had to design it, and it took a couple of minutes. I would have to find another symbol, place it on unified background, render it again. It would take a lot of time, and I just didn't want to break my flow. So I either didn't do it at all, or I had to live with the placeholder icon, and then I forgot to set it up, and yeah, you get the picture. And the final observation of mine is that if I wanted to change slightly all the icons, it was a nightmare because I would have to replace like background or change whatever in every single icon, re-render them, set them up, just to figure out that, for instance, the colors are not picked correctly, and then replay this whole process again. So firstly, I couldn't design icons that I liked, and secondly, designing these icons that I still didn't like took very long time. And I started thinking, why is that? Because I saw a lot of very nice setups on the internet. People have very nicely designed setups for Stream Decks. And I started thinking, how did they do that? And moreover, can I do that as well? But since I'm a software developer, I figured maybe just I can write a piece of software that will do that. And I did. That's exactly Stream Deck Icon Builder. Let me show you how does it work. Let me start by showing you how easy it is to create an icon. We create a new project, add a button, let's call it test. Let's make it have rounded corners. Let's add a gradient background, which should look nice. We add a color, second color, let's make it a little bit darker. Let's add a frame, let it be white, semi-transparent, a little bit smaller maybe. Okay, then let's add an icon, so let it be a symbol. Let's pick a running guy. It's far too big. Let's make it like 55% of its size. Let's make it white. Let's add a shadow to it. Maybe a little bit smaller. Move it up. A little bit less. Finally, let's add some text. Choose a font. Make it bigger. Align it to the bottom. Move it upwards. Maybe not that upwards. Add a shadow. And I guess we're done. It's maybe not the best icon on the world, but dare I say it looks quite nice. One thing worth noticing is how easy it is to pick a symbol for your icon. So the only thing you have to do is to set symbol as the type of your icon, then click here, and then you have a icon browser which allow you to pick from a lot of icons. So let's say I want to have a window. That's it, just pick one and you're done. There are actually 6 libraries built into my application, 6 huge libraries of icons, and that is Elgato, Feather, Hero icons with 2 variations, Lucid, Material icons with 5 variations, and Remix. And this gives you a total of 17,752 icons to choose from, which should be more than enough. But if it is not enough, you still want some specific icons, then you can go to the installation folder of the application, to the scripts folder, and you'll find there a set of PowerShell scripts which download additional libraries. I had to do it this way because most of those libraries have licenses that do not allow embedding them in the application, but they should allow you to use the icons to show on your Stream Decks. And this is N-Typo, Font Awesome, Foundation icons, a couple of more Visual Studio icons. So just run a script, it'll download icons for you, unzip them, copy to the specific folder, and clean up afterwards. And when you start the application the next time, all the icons should be available for you. So for instance, let's filter by Visual Studio, and I want an icon for Step Over. And here it is. But that's not all. You can obviously set your own image as an icon, and it can be either SVG file or a bitmap, so JPEG, GIF, PNG, you name it. But if you choose bitmap, there's one more button called Extract. And this is one thing that I missed the most, I guess, when finding icons. I wanted to have icons representing applications that I used. And now I can, very easily. You need just to click Extract, and let's just pick an icon from an application on my desktop. Let it be, I don't know, Visual Studio. If you double click it, application will extract icons from this module for you, and now you can just pick an icon and place it in your application. It is filtered, but I can remove like alpha to color, and now I have icon of Visual Studio on my button, which I believe is quite nice. Designing button was quick, but the application is designed in such a way that making changes to existing buttons is always very easy. And for that you need to use templates. Let's remove this button for now, and then let's add a template. Let's call it blue. Let's again add a corner radius, a background, so let it be also a gradient background, like bluish. Let's make it darker. Well, a little bit more, why not? Okay, let's add a frame. And now let's add a placeholder icon. Let us add button without a text, just a symbol. So let it now be a window. It doesn't matter that much. We have to scale it a little to fit. Then add a filter, add a shadow, adjust it. Okay, and my template is ready. So what you now can do is during creation of the button, you can pick a template. So let's say I want to create a play icon. I pick a template and I see the button exactly as the template showed it. In normal applications, normal icon designers, templates work as kind of foundation for your button. So they provide you with some basics and you can edit the button from that point. In my case, templates are active in terms that it actively provides all the properties of the button that you did not override. So if I go to the icon, you will see that all the parameters are now saying from template. And you can replace those that you are interested in and left the others. So for instance, in my case, I just want to replace the icon. So I click this button. Let's say I want a symbol, play, let it be this one. And you can see that the filter and the shadow is already added because they are set in my template. And the button will look consistent as other buttons with the same template. So let's add a stop button. Add button, stop. It is important to pick the template because then application switches the button to be using the template. If you don't, all those properties would be overridden and you would have to switch them to the template. So let's go to icon, let's replace it with symbol, let's make it stop, and basically that's it. We have already two icons representing multimedia actions, and we can very easily add more that will represent more actions, which I believe it's quite nice. What we can do next is we can modify the template. So let's go to the template and let's say I don't like this blue color, I want a different one and I want to completely replace the background. So let's make some changes. Let me remove that at all. Let's add a solid background. Let's pick a color, let it be, it's called blue, so let it be still blue, but let's pick a different shade. I'll remove the corner radius, but I will add, sorry, didn't get removed, it should be 0. But I will add a cut corner, which looks like this. It's not very nice until you change the colors, obviously. So let's make it white actually. Okay, looks better. The fill should be completely transparent. And the icon is too big, so I have to make it smaller. So let me go to the icon and scale it down a little. 50% should be enough. Okay, my icon looks now this way. And when we go to the buttons, you'll notice that all the icons got changed as well. So now if you had a couple of icons that looked like this, they all will immediately look different depending on what changes did you do to the template. So changing multiple icons, provided that you're using the template, becomes very easy. And what if you want to change completely look of multiple buttons, but keep the template? You can replace the template with a different one. So let's clone this one. Let's call it green. And let's change the background color to a different one. Oh, why not? So now the only thing you have to do is to go to the buttons that you want to change and replace the template. Here you go. Now all the buttons are green, and obviously I can change this template and adjust it to my likings. Let's continue on my MacBook. Did I say that my app is also available on MacBook with Silicon processors? Well, it is. And moreover, the projects are compatible. So as you can see, we are using the exact same project that I've been using just a second ago on Windows, which I think is quite nice. So how complex icons can you design? Let's create one more just to show you what kind of parts are available. Firstly, obviously, you can select the template and corner radius. And corner radius influences multiple things. For instance, if you set a frame as a background and then you change the corner radius, the frame will adjust. Currently, there is a number of backgrounds available, starting with solid background, which is just a solid color. Then we have gradient, and you can define whether this is vertical, horizontal, or radial, what are its colors. Third one is image, which works exactly the same way as the others. You can even set a symbol as a background, because why not? The next one is frame, and the frame adjusts to the corners of the image and fills the whole image. You can also add a fancy gap to create some cool effects like this. Another one is slashed, which looks like this, and you can set it for some potentially dangerous actions. Then we have rectangle, and rectangle is more configurable than the frame, but as you see, you have to manually set some parameters. Then we have cut corner, which is a fancy icon with cutted corner, but also it does not work correctly if you set rounded corners, so usually you have to turn them off. The backgrounds work with one another. So let's say that we add a solid background and select some more same color, and then add a cut corner, and the cut corner by default have mask background enabled. Mask background basically makes this additional background mask what is below it. So I'll turn off corner radius to show you how does it work. So now, as you can see, the below background bleeds through the one that's underneath, like on top of. But if I set mask background, it'll nicely cut off parts of the background, and you can add some additional things. What's next? Next, we have an icon. Let's just keep a solid background for now. We have an icon. And icon part of the image consists of image, decal, and filters. Image and decal are basically the same, and decal can be used for a sticker or a decal, or for instance an off light or whatever, or just a second part of the image, whatever you want. You can set bitmap, vector, and symbol. By the way, picking application image also works on Mac, so let's pick affinity, and now you can just pick affinity icon and add it to your button on the Stream Deck, which is nice, I believe. You can pick from bitmap, vector, and symbol and set horizontal, vertical alignment. You can shift the icon into axes, scale it basing on its original size or canvas size. Scale it by canvas size or visual content. And by visual content is by what is displayed on the icon, so it ignores the margins. Or you can just set as canvas size, and then it is the original image with the margins that were within. You can add filters to the image, to the decal, and to image and decal both at the same time, if you want to, for instance, set some nice shadows. To give an example, let's make it a little bit smaller, like 70%. Let's add a decal, which will be a symbol. Let it be play. Let's make it smaller. Move it to the right. Move it to the bottom. Okay. Let's make it white because it'll look better. And now, if I add a filter like shadow filter to both separately, so to the image and to the decal, then you'll see that the shadow of the decal is above the shadow of the original image. you might want to have that this way, but also you can set a shadow to the whole icon, and then it'll be displayed combined like this. So it'll no longer be on the icon, it'll be below the whole combined image on your button. It's up to you which one you want to choose. And finally, we have text. You also can set filters for text, for the whole text and for the text part. Now, why there are filters in here? Because I've prepared to add more text items. So for instance, in the future, you'll be able to have a text on the top and text on the bottom, or like have additional text like on or off. For now, it's not available, but it will be. And you can set some content like affinity. You can set font family, size, make it bold or italic, set its color, alignment, position, and add some filters, like for instance shadow. This should allow you to design very nice icons very easily, very fast, modify them very fast using templates, and in general simplify this process a lot. The last thing that we need to do after designing our icons is just to generate them. So you only need to click generate, then pick a folder. You get an image information that button images generated successfully, and your images are ready. If you created any folders, because you can organize buttons in folders, then the structure of those folders will be kept in the folder that you pick. So if you have multiple screens, they will be kept in those folders, which makes it easier to pick them after generating. Suffice to say that the screen that before looked like this now looks like this. And the screen that looked like this now looks like this. Application is available on my website. The link will be in the description. That's booksoft.pl. You just have to go to download. And there it is, Stream Deck Icon Builder for Mac and Stream Deck Icon Builder for Windows. What you need is .NET 10 runtime, which you can easily install both on Mac and on Windows. You probably already have it. Application costs $10, and you can purchase the license in my shop. Just please remember to enter proper email address, because the license key will be mailed to you on that address. If you enter the wrong one, you'll have to contact me on the support, so that I'll be able to provide you with the license. I think that the price should be very affordable, and also I'm collecting money to buy Stream Deck Plus XL, so it is a just cause if you help me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked my application. If you liked it, please download and try it. The demo version will not allow you to save or load or generate icons. It's just for you to evaluate how easy it'll be for you to design your icons. And if you unlock it with the license, then the whole application will be working, and the single license will work both on Windows and on Mac, so you can pick whichever you like. So again, I hope you liked my application. If so, go ahead, download it, try it, and if you have any comments, ideas, then make sure to leave a comment down below in the comment section. That's all for today. Thank you. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.